Good morning everyone, this is Memeristor, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle that I actually asked for. This is a puzzle called ISS, and this is by Raumplaner, Virtual, Chili, Riffclown, and Memeristor. And the reason I asked for this was I did a puzzle the other day by Virtual, and it was a lockout line puzzle, and I realised I haven't done a puzzle with lockout lines for ages, and I really like them. Like, for a while I felt like I was the only channel that was really doing much with lockout lines, and they're a really cool constraint. And it was riffclown and I think Tallcat that came up with them. And it was ages ago now. I think they just had their first birthday a couple of months ago. And they're a really cool constraint. And it was in January that I was fortunate enough to be able to be involved with the release of I think it was the Lockout Lines Unlocked pack. But I'll look that up and I'll post details below of the pack that you can have a look at. It was months and months. As I said, it was January, I think. But it was a really cool pack of some phenomenal lockout line puzzles. And if you're a CTC Patreon follower, there was a pack last year called Padlocked. I think you have to go back to, I think it might have been September or October 2021, where there was that pack. And lockout lines are just a lot of fun. They're a little bit different to anything that we've seen before. And it was like, I haven't done a lockout lines puzzle in ages. So what is there? And I was going to look through the pack, and I think it was Raumplaner suggested this puzzle instead, and then said, mention the pack, do a puzzle that's not in the pack, and then mention the pack, and people can grab the pack and then do those. So that's what I'm doing. So I will link to the I think it was Lockout Lines Unlocked pack below, and then I will do this puzzle, and you can do this one as well. So yeah, other packs that are going on at the moment, of course, there is Caging Constraints, which is the second Killer Sudoku puzzle pack that we've got going on at the moment. I did a puzzle from that a couple of days ago. Hope you enjoyed that one. I know I did. Yeah, let's have a look at this one. So ISS by Raumplaner, Virtual, Chili, Riffclown, and Memeristor. Really good. Yeah, how people get many features on my channel. Do collabs. Okay, so how does this one work? Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. The other thing that we've got is lockout lines. And the way lockout lines work is on these lines, digits in diamonds must have a difference of at least 4. So so these digits must be at least 4 apart. And then the digits that are on the line must fall outside the bounds of those lines. So using this line as an example, it's normally I use a line as an example that doesn't have digits on it, but I also want a long line as an example. So let's turn around and say, let's say if this was a 3 and this was a 7, these would all have to be from 1, 2, 8, and 9. So these would be 1, 2, 9, and this could be the 8. And the reason that's the case is 3 and 7 are 4 apart, but the digits that are outside of that are outside the range of 3 to 7, so not included in 3 to 7, is 1, 2, and 9. So you've got 1, 2, 3. You can't use 4, 5, or 6 because they are between 3 and 7. You can't use 7 because it's included in the 3 to 7 range, and then 8 and 9 are outside of 3 to 7. So that's how lockout lines work. They lock out the digits that are between the digits and including the digits themselves. So yeah, that's the way they work. I'm going to restart the puzzle and let's give this a shot. Now, one of the things I am going to do is I've mentioned many times I've got a killer calculator, which is a spreadsheet, and one of the tabs on my killer calculator is a lockout lines list, which has all of the possible combinations of lockout lines and what can go on them. And I try and do it more and more in my head, but it's been a while since I've done a lockout line puzzle with lots of lockout lines. The one I did with Virtual, I think, had 3. So I'm definitely going to bring that up. And there's a copy of that. I think it's the oldest post on my Patreon page, if you're looking for it. So if you go to my Patreon page and search for, I think it's calculator, you'll find it. So I noticed while I was doing this that this has 4 on it. Now, anytime, actually, let's just look at the gimme. You can never put 5 on a lockout line. So this has to be a 5. And the reason you can never put 5 on a lockout line is if you try and lock a 5 out of a line, you either have to have the digits in the diamonds have to be either all below 5 so that you don't lock the 5 out, or all above 5. But if you put a 6 on the line and go up, you have to hit 10 to be 4 away. And if you go 4 on a line and go down, you have to be 0, and that's not possible. So you can never put 5 on a line. So in this box, everything is on a line except for that. So that's a gimme. But what I was looking at here is anytime you've got 4 digits on a line, you've got to lock out 4 digits. And when you lock out 4 digits, then these digits have to be 4 apart, because you need to have 4 digits outside the bounds of the line. So for example, like with the example I used, to lock out 1, 2, 8 and 9, these had to be exactly 4 apart. If I had made this, say, 3 and let's assume the 8's not there, the 3 and the 8, so that they're 5 apart, the only digits locked out are 1, 2 and 9, and I don't have 4 digits locked out, and that's only making them 5 apart. So you must have these exactly 4 apart. But I'm not sure what that does. Because with an 8 locked on the line that's locked out, 1, 5 will lock it out, 2, 6 will lock it out, 3, 7 will lock it out. So there's lots of options here. And it's the same here. A 2 can get locked out by 3, 7, 4, 8 or 5, 9. And while I can't put 3, 7 in that order or 7, 3 in that order, I can put it in the other order. These have to be different. But they have to be different anyway, because they're locking out different extreme. So how? Wait a minute. That's a 4-length lockout line, and that's a 4-length lockout line, all with 2s. So these are 5 digits that have to be locked out with a 2 in a 4-length lockout line. I was about to say, is that even possible? But the answer is yes, because I've been sent this puzzle. So what can possibly get locked out with a 2? So 1, 2, 8, 9 isn't possible. Well, it is possible. But 1, 2, 8, 9 gets locked out with 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 9 with 4, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it was 1, 2, 8, 9, the only digits I could get from that are 1 and 9, because I can't use the 2 and I can't use the 8. That's in these 4 cells. If it was 1, 2, 3, 9, I've already got the 1 and the 9, so I only add the 3. And if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I only add the 4. This is a 1, 3, 4, 9 quad, which means these have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6 and 7. But this is the same. What can't I lock? Like if this is an 8 and this is a 1, there's no way I could lock out an 8 and a 1. Is there? So what can I lock out? Oh, actually I could. No, an 8 and a 1 is easy. What's hard Sorry, I got that backwards. An 8 and a 1 is easy because a 7-3 will do it. But an 8 and a 4 would be hard. So what can I lock? So 6, 7, 8, 9 would allow these to be 9. 1, 7, 8, 9 would allow these to be 1. And 1, 2, 8, 9 would allow those to be 1. These can't be 3 or 4. This is a 1, 9 pair. I can take 1, 9 out of those. Because locked out with, I could never lock a 3 or a 4 out with an 8. There's no combination that allows you to do it. Because if you try and lock a 3 and a 4 out with an 8, 1, 5 locks out 6, 7, 8, 9. You don't have 3, 4 with the 8. 6, 1 locks out 1, 7, 8, 9. Remember, these are 4 long. 1, 7, 8, 9. You don't have the 3, 4 with the 8. And 7, 3 locks out 1, 2, 8, 9. You don't have the 3, 4 with the 8. And this 3, given digit, means that that's the 4, that's the 3. So this has 2 and 3 on it. So what locks out 2 and 3? 4, 8 or 5, 9. So these have to be 4, 8 or 5, 9. So this is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 9. Which leaves lots of options. And it puts 3 down here by Sudoku. These are 4, 5, 8, 9. That can't... Hang on. No, that's completely wrong because this isn't 2, 3. This is 2, 4. But there's only one thing that can have a 4 on it. If you're locking out a 4, the only digits that can lock out a 4 is 5, 9. This is actually 5, 9. Because if you can't put a 1, 2 or 3 on it because to get 5 difference you have to include the 4 in what's locked out. I'm explaining this badly. If you put a 1 on the line, 4 apart is the 5, and the 5 is locked out of the line. So in order to make it that it's locked out of what's between the digits on the outside, you have to start at 5, and then the 4 difference is the 9, and you can't go any further apart. These are forced to be 5, 9 if you have 4 on the line. And one of these is going to have to be 1, 5 to include the 6. But I don't know which one includes the 6. Well, this is the 1 now because of the 5, 9 pair. So this is the 9. This has got 1 and 8 on it. But that's doable quite easily. So it's 2, 6 or 3, 7. This is either 2, 6 or 3, 7. That can't be 3, so that can't be 7, but that lines up with all of that. Hang on, but B6, this would have to be the line with 6 on it has to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and I can't do that. So this has to be the 7, this has to be the 6. This is 1, 7, 8. And the only thing with 1, 7, 8 is 1, 7, 8, 9, which requires it to be 2, 6. So there's no 7 there, and there's no 3 there. And this is 1, 7, 8, 9, which means that is not 9, so that is not 5. These are 2, 6. This is a triple. No, this is a 3, and this is a pair, 4 and 5. Which means that's not 4, so that's not 8. So this is either 1, 2, 3, 9, if this is 4, 8. Actually, that can't be a 9. That is 8. This is 4. And this is a 1. Oh, this is odd. And this is 5, 9, so this has to be a 3 to lock out all of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is either a 7, with this being a 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 8, 9. Now the only way to include a 6 is that for that to be a 7 and this to be a 1, 5. So this is a triple. 1, this is 2, 3, 4, it has to be. And there's no 3 down there, so this is the 3. This is bonkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, this is the 6 because of the 4, 5 pair, and this is the 5, which makes this the 2 and this the 6, which means this is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. No, there's a 3 there. Invisible given digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 and 9. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now 6 has to be... I've broken the puzzle. No, I haven't. Those aren't connected. I was looking at that and saying they have to be connected, but there's a diamond in the middle. This is one lockout line. This is a different lockout line. So 6 here means this has to be 1 or 2. And then 1 or 2 has to connect. So if this is 9, this could be either. If this is 5, this has to be 1. If this is 5, this is 1, and that has no value. Because if this is 5, this can't be 2, this would become 1, and this cell sees both of those. This has to be the 9. Which means this is the 5, this is the 1, this is the 5. That's a really clever trick. I like that one. So 1, 2, these all have to be at least 4 away from 1 and 2. So they have to be 5 or higher. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one can't be 5. This one can't be 6 or 7. This one can't be 9. But if they're locked out, I can never put... If this is 1, 5, if this is 1, these would have to be 2, 3, and 4, because 2, 3, and 4 would be locked out of those lines. If this is 2, then this would be 1, 3, and 4. Hang on, if this is 2, no, I could put 1 in here now, and this would be 3, 4, 5, because I couldn't put 5 on the line. So these would be 3, 4, 5. But these can't be 3, 4, 5 because I've got a 3, 5 looking at it. So I'd have to put both 3 and 5 there. I can never put 3 in any of those because it's always going to be locked out. So this is the 3. I can't put 5 in here. And I can't put 5 on the line. 5 is in one of those two, which means that has to be the 1. There's no 1 there. Now, and this being 1 means, yeah, this locks out 2 and 4. There's no 2 there. If you're having trouble understanding this, this is lockout lines. They are tricky. This can't be a 9. I can't put 9 there, and I can't put 9 there. So 9 is in one of those two. But if 9 is there, I'm not locking anything out because there's nothing outside of the bounds of 1 to 9. That's not the 9. This is the 9. Which puts 9 up in one of those. Okay. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if this was 8... everything would be between 1 and 8. So that doesn't work. 1, 8 only locks out 9. So this can't... Sorry, this can't be an 8. 1, 7 would allow this to be an 8. This, you can never put 5 on a line. These are 2, 4 pairs. So I have to put 2 and 4 up here. There's no 2 here. This is a quad. Actually, yeah, this is a quad, but this is also a triple. Let's look at the triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, there's no 7 up there. So there's no. So this is 7. This is not 7. So this is now a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. This is 1, 6, and 8. There's no 1 here. And this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lockout lines are weird. Okay, so 4 away from 8 is 1, 2, 3, or 4. Can't be 3. Four away from 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Well, that's unhelpful. Four away from 4 would have to be 8 or 9. So it would have to be 8. 4 away from 2 is 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this is 6, 7, or 8. Three is right there. Because 3 in this row can only go in one of those two, but there's a given 3, which puts 3 in one of those two. There's also a 3 in one of those two. So can't this be nearly anything? I mean, it's got to be 4 away. Actually, it's got to be low or 9. Because 6 can only be with 1 or 2. So this can't be 6. 7 can be with 1, 2, or 3. So this has to be 3, 4, 5, or 9 only, because 8 can only go with 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2 is not available. So this is 3, 4, 5, or 9. It can't be 5. 3, 4, or 9. Hang on, but it's also got to be apart from that. And 3 is not 4 away from 1, 2, or 4, and neither is 4. This is a 9. And then this has to be at least 4 away from 9. This is a 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. It has to, well, actually, this is 3 because of the 3 is pointing in. This is a 3, which means this is not the 3. This is the 3. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So it's 1, 2, or 4 because the 3 and the 5 I've already got. It's not 1 because there's a 1 in the row. Now, if this is a 1, nothing is locked out, so it's not 1, and I've got a 2, 4 pair. This 9 makes this 7 and this 9. There's no 7 here anymore. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, and 8. But 4 has to be up here for the row. So that's the 4, and this is a 6, 8 pair. So if this is 9, 2, so this is from 1, 2, or 3, and it can't be 2. So this is a 1 or a 3, and this is a 1. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 go in there. Well, there's no 6 in there. So this is the 6. This is a 7, 8 pair. So 8s are lining up here. So 8 has to be down here. This is not a 9 anymore, by the way. 7, 8, which means 7 is in one of those two, and it's not in the bottom one. This is not a 7. This is a 7. This is a 2, which makes this the 4 and this the 2. 4 looks down, making that 5 and that 4. And this column's all but complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 9, and that 9 makes this 1 and this 9. That 1 looks back, meaning that's not 1. That's a 6, 8 pair, so this is a 7, and both of those lock out a 7. But that's not a 7 anymore. But this 6, 8 makes this 5. Which makes this 6, which makes this 8, which makes this 6, which makes this 8, which makes this 6, which makes this 8. 6 is not 4 away from 4, so that's the 2, that's the 4, that's the 2, that's the 4. 1 and this is the 1. This is a 1. There's no 4. This is a 2 because it was a 2, 4, 9 that saw a 4 and a 9. So there's no 2 up here. So now I've done all the lines. It's just Sudoku. 6, 7, and 9 go in there. So that's not 8. So that is 8. There's no 9 here or 7. This is a 6. Okay, so this is a 7, 9 pair. Something will resolve the deadly patterns. That 8 makes that 2 and that 8. And now I'm down to pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 and 4. This 1 makes this 4 and this 1. The 4 looks back making this 9 and this 4. The 9 looks back making this 7 and this 9. The 7 looks across making this 8 and this 7. The 8 looks across making this 6 and this 8. And now I'm down to just 2 digits, which even I should be able to pull off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is hashtag ISS by Raumplaner, Virtual Chili, Riffclown, and Memeristor. And that was incredibly fun. Yeah, lockout lines take a bit to wrap your head around. And the thing is, with Arrow and Killer and Thermos and stuff, we've all had a lot of practice with it. But lockout lines don't get anywhere near enough coverage. So it's why I recommend either get yourself, or even better, to really wrap your head around it, build yourself a lockout line calculator. So get yourself either a pen and paper or do it in a spreadsheet or whatever, and turn around and say, okay, what are the possible combinations of digits that are 4 apart? And then what are the digits that are locked out, and make a list. So for example, the first one, make a list of one, all of the digits that are 4 or more away. So 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9. What are locked out from those? So if you've got a 1, 5, locked out is 6, 7, 8, 9. If you've got a 1, 6, all that's locked out, 7, 8, 9. 1, 7, locked out, 8, 9. All the way up to 1, 9, nothing locked out. So you can put 1, 9 on a line like here, but you couldn't have anything between them. And then do the same for 2, do the same for 3, do the same for 4, and build yourself a table, and then refer to that. And then if you do more of these puzzles, you get better at it. I remember when I was solving like 4 or 5 of these a week, I did not need the practice, but I haven't solved one of these. Well, I've solved one, but I've only solved one of these in months. So I've lost the skill. So yeah, using the table, good way to pick that up. Very, very cool. Love this puzzle a lot. Thank you guys for sending it through. Hope you're enjoying the puzzles that I'm doing. And yeah, I think I've said before that you may see some stuff from some of my playlists coming up soon, as I'm having to step away for possibly as much as a week. Hopefully I will have some backlogs so that you'll only get sort of a few videos interspersed in there. We'll see how it goes. Thank you everyone for watching. And as always, good luck with your solving.